Hello and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Emma,
And my name is Wyatt.
and we just got done watching Downton Abbey, A New Era. Right off the bat, what'd you think?
I thought it was a nice movie. I thought it was nice. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely a feel-good movie.
You're a bigger Downton Abbey fan than I am. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. So we are big fans of Downton Abbey in my house. But yeah, I thought it was really good. So Downton Abbey, if you aren't familiar, there are 6 seasons of the television show, and then there is also one previous film, which is just Downton Abbey, the movie. Yeah, so this is the second movie, and a review from the New York Times describes the film. So 4 couples partner off. Their rushed romance gives a jerky momentum to a pace that otherwise bobs along like a canal ride at an amusement park, gliding past pleasant scenes of children playing croquet, cooks readying feasts, and and women beaming graciously in glittering dresses. The sequel still rests most of its extravagant weight on cozy familiarity. Yeah, I mean, there was less of like that B-roll kind of, but I thought the scenes were done so well, the costumes were really well done. It just was a fun movie to look at.
Yeah, because it's like, it's a period film, so like, it takes the glamour and everything from the era, and yeah, I thought the costumes were really well done. I thought like right away my impressions of it were like, well, if anything, at least this will be pleasant to look at, and it was pleasant to look at. It was a very pleasant viewing experience in general.
Yeah, I thought the acting was really, really incredible. It just fits it. Everything just fits perfectly, like with the time period and, just with the setting. And I think it's just familiar and it's cozy. That's a perfect way to describe it. A review from the Globe and Mail describes the film. This movie picks up several months after the 1927 royal visit of Downton Abbey in Downton Abbey, the movie. That film was a saga of would-be assassins and seating arrangements on top of the usual class dynamics. Here, the ensemble must contend with questions of inheritance and lineage, disruptive technology, and hierarchies of celebrity. Yeah, I mean, it's light no matter which way you look at it, I think.
Yeah.
But it is kind of fun to step into that time period and see like them making a movie.
Yeah, I love like how meta it got, which I wasn't expecting, but it's I don't know, it's just so funny to hear him like making fun of actors, and then like you look and it's like, but wait, you're all actors. Like, wait, what's going on? Oh, you're making fun of movies, but this is, I don't know, I thought it was funny, like they're like talking about like, oh, like, isn't it weird to be making a movie at this, historical place? And I'm looking at it, like, you're literally in like this like castle thing making a movie, like, actually, I don't know, it felt like it wasn't taking itself seriously in that regard, because it knew that like to make a movie in a movie you have to like have a little fun with it, and I thought they had the perfect amount of fun with that idea.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought it was pretty funny too. I thought the little humor was fun. Yeah, so it's like the movie that they're making is kind of in the transition period from talking films, from silent films to talking films. So that was kind of interesting, just because they are, working to adapt to these different styles of filmmaking, which is just fun to watch as a very progressive, fully talking, fully colorful film. It's, yeah, like you said, it's kind of funny to watch them make fun of that in a way. Continuing from this review, A New Era opens in the summer of 1928, and the action, such as it is spurred by the twin demands of glamour and routine maintenance. Violet has been left a villa in the south of France by a man that she knew in her youth, and the Abbey needs a new roof. Yeah, so that's kind of the plot of it, is that they're trying to afford a new roof for the mansion, and they're going to do that by allowing people to come and film a movie there. So it kind of like, but then half the family also stays at the villa, so it kind of flips back and forth. So it does give a very like summery feeling. And I think it's feel-good summery vibes, kind of. Especially as we head into summer, it's a good movie to watch. Just because there's scenes on the beach and it's sunny, and it's just will get you excited for summer.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shots of just the landscape that makes you like, yeah, It would be nice to just like stand in that.
Yeah.
Like just like there's just like fields and like beaches and just trees and you're like, yeah, I'd like to breathe that air. That's probably pretty fresh. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, it's just got good vibes.
To be rich vacationing in the south of France at a huge villa. Yeah, sounds pretty nice. But so what do you think? Do you think there'll be another movie?
I think they leave the door open. Yeah, and I think, I'm not very familiar with this whole franchise, I suppose,
Mhm.
but I think there's a lot to go with after this point than just in general. I mean, they've fleshed out a lot of the characters. I thought they did a great job of developing these characters, and leaving the door open for more to happen. I think people who are fans of Downton Abbey are gonna see this and they're going to continue to love these characters and continue to be excited for where they could be taken next.
Yeah, so for a little context, this movie adds to the collection of 47 episodes, 5 Christmas specials, and now two feature films. So the same review from the Globe and Mail kind of comments on what they think as far as is there going to be another movie. A New Era's story stops just short of October 1929, the October 1929 stock market crash that precipitates the Great Depression. That's when things will surely get more interesting for this privileged clan if another movie is in the works. But if not, A New Era has done its duty as the more accurately titled Downton Abbey End of an Era. So, yeah, I feel like it could go either way. I think, obviously, it's their lives, so they keep going. So if there were to be another movie, it would continue to be interesting, and obviously it would continue to go on, with or without some of the characters. But also I felt like it was a nice ending that was satisfying if that was the end of the entire franchise, I would say.
Yeah, and if they keep going into the Depression era, I don't know how much of a feel-good movie it'll be after that. So
Right.
I think, it's definitely a high note if this is what they choose to leave on.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of up for interpretation, but box office pros predictions for this film include the key to Downton's success will be the senior female audience, as this represents the biggest and best test yet during the pandemic era of that demographic's readiness to return to cinemas. As far as the readiness to return, there were many other people in the theater with us.
There were, and this, I mean, I know, I think it'll be good. I mean, there's not much like it that comes out, and so like there's movies that'll like you look at and be like, oh, that'll do, I can go and see that. But like this feels one, like especially for that demographic where it's like there's a genuine interest.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, especially, I don't know, the movies that have been coming out lately aren't like your rom-com feel good kind of. So I guess this kind of caters more towards that, if that's kind of your vibe.
There has been a lack of that of the old feel good movies, which is
I swear, like
interesting.
The Jennifer Aniston, Kate Hudson era of rom-coms was the best era of movies ever, and I will fight to the death on that. But I don't know. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and it's just a little lighthearted, especially compared to what we've been seeing lately.
It feels like every movie we've watched has gotten grittier and grittier.
Yeah.
But now it's nice to just look at this and be like, yeah, that was fun.
You'll smile, you'll laugh. It's good. Continuing on box office pros predictions, A New Era is encouragingly healthy in pre-sales for early access shows. Thursday previews and Friday manatees. Metrics for those exceed those of Death on the Nile across the board. Did you ever see Death on the Nile?
I never did, no.
Well, it's kind of similar in vibe, like, glamorous, very wealthy.
Agatha Christie, yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
And I found Downton Abbey to be significantly better than that, in my opinion. I really was not. I was really excited for Death on the Nile, and I was not impressed, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. The visuals in Death on the Nile were not it for me. They looked too fake to me.
Yeah, and
which I guess if you haven't seen it, you wouldn't really be able to comment. But like, yeah. One thing I like picked up on with this one is just that like
I don't like having watched like Doctor Strange and then this. It's like the era of like impressive CGI feels like it like over. Like I don't know, like CGI no longer impresses me. Like I just kind of like I look at a movie like this and I'm like, like this is probably mostly done on location. Like these are just shots that they got of like a place. Like that is infinitely cooler to me than like look what our computer built. And it's like,
Yeah.
but like if you can do that with a camera and just like stuff, like that's just cooler to me. I don't know. So
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, like if you have bad CGI, like there's kind of no coming back from that. Like you have to have good. It just is what it is. Like it has to be good. Like
have you seen the trailer for the new She-Hulk series?
No.
Oh man, they CGI'd a whole face onto She-Hulk, and it's been getting roasted on Twitter because everyone's like, wow, Marvel's gotten pretty lazy with their CGI, eh? So
yeah, that's how I felt in the Death on the Nile. Like it just was so obviously fake. And it just bugged me, so I didn't like it. But, anyways, that's not what we're talking about, though. So, but it is similar, and it is expected to do much better. And already by the turnout with us tonight, I would say that it is going to do pretty well, especially because, like, on Thursday nights, usually we don't have very many people in there with us.
Yeah.
Just because it's, like, still a work night and stuff, school night, whatever. But yeah, there's quite a few people in there and like audible laughs, and I saw a couple people crying. Like like it was just a good movie that's worth seeing for sure. As far as critic reviews, they're currently at 79%, which is comparable to the first film's 84%, which was released pre-pandemic, so in 2019. So any other final thoughts on this?
Yeah. It's just a nice movie. It ticks all the boxes. You get some laughs. You get a little bit of emotional value from it, and yeah, it's just a nice watch. It's just a good little like, yeah, this it's got good vibes.
Could you follow it without knowing any of the information or any of the people before this?
It took a second for me to be like, all right, which characters which here? They all got very similar haircuts. It's 1920s after all.
But I think it definitely holds its own. Like it has its own storyline. Like they introduced the characters well enough that you would be able to follow it just fine. And I don't think it's too girly either. Like I think everyone can enjoy it. Yeah. So what else is playing this weekend? Downton Abbey is the only new release we have this week, but Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is still here. Firestarter is still here, which looks like it's going to be the last weekend/week to see this. So definitely get in and see it. As well as Father Stew. The Bad Guys is still here. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is still here. And Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which is on its last weekend as well. So you have all week yet and this weekend to see those couple three that I mentioned. And then next week we have two very exciting releases.
Top Gun, baby. Maverick.
Yes.
What has it been, like 40 years or something?
Yeah.
And that's just all the delays. I mean.
Yeah. So a little synopsis of this. After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the advancement in rank that would ground him. When he finds himself training a detachment of Top Gun graduates for a specialized mission, the likes of which no living pilot has ever seen, Maverick encounters Lieutenant Bradley Bradshaw, call sign Rooster, whose call sign is Rooster, the son of Maverick's late friend, and radar intercept officer Lieutenant Nick Bradshaw, a.k.a. Goose. Facing the uncertain future and confronting the ghosts of his past, Maverick is drawn into confrontation with his own deepest fears, accumulating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who are chosen to fly it. Yeah, so we'll be watching that next week.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely going to be a very popular one and a good one to come out and see. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks good. I think all those like military movies are always kind of fun.
No matter your opinion on Tom Cruise, this is supposed to be a very good movie from what I've heard. Very, very intense, very good.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then a little bit of a lighter release, I guess you could say. The Bob's Burgers movie is coming. And this is an animated big screen musical comedy mystery adventure based on the long-running Emmy-winning series. The story begins when a ruptured water main creates an enormous sinkhole right in front of Bob's Burgers, blocking the entrance indefinitely and ruining the plans for a successful summer. While Bob and Linda struggle to keep the business afloat, the kids try to solve a mystery that could save the family's restaurant. As the dangers mount, these underdogs help each other find hope and fight to get back behind the counter where they belong. Anything to say about that? I thought it was interesting that it's a musical.
Yeah, that has thrown me off a little bit, but I think Bob's Burgers in and of itself is a unique show that takes a different direction from most of like that adult animation style. Like it's definitely, you know, it's its own show, and I think the creative team behind it, you know, if it's a musical, it's a musical for a reason, I suppose. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and definitely like just a much more lighthearted watch too. So, you know, if you're looking for something easy that would just be fun for everybody, I think that's a good option.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely get in to see Downton Abbey, A New Era, and or any of the other awesome titles we have running as well. Yeah, any final thoughts?
Yeah. Good weekend for a movie.
Exactly. It's always a good weekend for a movie. So, all right. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next week.